What's up, friends? My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. You can call me whatever you'd like. The first little bit of flying there was the backup Cinesplorer with the Axis 2004 3710 kV motors up on 95% output. on a 4S 850 out front here. I don't know, 2 hours ago. And then the last little shit there was from the flow state screening, the little event that I put together and invited people to come fly at, which was one of my regular glides. Actually, it was this one right here, the Basher glide at 605 grams all up, session 5, F40 Pro 2s, you know, my standard build, 15 mil standoffs, nano camera, blah, 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 blah. Thanks for joining me this Monday night. It is a giveaway night. We are going to be doing 4 giveaways, 3 for patrons, 1 for anybody that does super chats or PayPal payments when I say go, and when I tell you how much it is to get on the wheel. The 3 Patreon payments, Patreon giveaways rather, Jesus. Yeah, you got to be a patron. Head on over to CiottiFPV.com if you would like to join the Patreon channel. This is what it looks like. It just pushes the link tree. Yeah, Patreon helps me out the most, so I try to get as many people over there as possible. Audio versions of all these live streams, email notifications when I stream, and super secret streams. There's a playlist here on YouTube with over 100 now. Yeah, Patreon specific live streams, edits, all kinds of fun stuff. So yeah, do it, or else. YouTube and Instagram are here. Etsy, some fun stickers. Fiverr, I'm doing a bunch of stuff. T-shirts on Teespring. FPV Exchange is an amazing website. If you're doing orders on any of these websites and you remember to hit my affiliate link before you check out, I'll get 1 to 6% of the entire shopping cart. It's free money. FPV Cycle, Amazon, Get FPV, Oh My God, FPV Crate, Banggood, Camera Butter, AliExpress. Doesn't matter what you're ordering. So, you know, or you can, if you still use bookmarks, you can replace your bookmark with my affiliate link, and then you don't have to remember. This is what the Etsy store looks like. Bunch of stickers, couple new stickers coming soon, bunch of random hardware as well. This is the oh, I'm dead. I've died. This is the Fiverr page. I'm doing flight instruction and flight coaching via the simulator through the internet. 100% electronic. Helping you guys out with tuning and build planning so that you stop buying parts that catch on fire. Remy Tim is doing FPV mentoring. Finn FPV is doing flight footage editing. Work with the people that make the content that you like to watch. This is the Teespring store. Here's all the OG stuff. Down at the bottom is the new beautiful Kill All Carbon artwork that CMYK did with my new logo on the back, and I kind of dig it. This just showed up today, and yeah, it's nice and soft. I don't know what else to say. It's a t-shirt. You're gonna love my nuts. Lots of good stuff going on. The phone, hey look, I got the phone case too, because I needed a phone case. You guys probably don't need a phone case, but I did, so I made a phone case item. And it's like one of those thin plastic phone cases, you know? But hey, it's got shit printed on the back. Here's all the that was weird. Here's all the OG artwork and whatnot. Nut Grabber shirt, collective shirt, old school logo, NASA ripoff logo. Clam Man!
諦めんなよ諦めんなお前どうしてそこでやめるんだそこでもう少し頑張ってみろよダメ目諦めたら周りのことを思うよ応援してる人たちのことを思ってみろってあともうちょっとのところなんだから俺だってこのマイナス10度のところしじみが取れるって頑張ってんだよ絶対やってみろ必ず目標達成できるだからこそネバギブアップ
Never, friends. Never, never, never. God, what a triumphant son of a bitch, that Clam Man. Fuck. We are lucky to be a member of the human race and to share genes with the Clam Man. Am I right? Am I right? In the chat. Bob Noxious was first, Jackalope was next, Cali FPV, Jackalope again, Greg Soupy, Richard Squitchy, Greg Soupy again, June Loco, Northern Tier, T-Bird, Richard Grizz, Abraham, Frank Nicholas, Richard Demenis, Patio Patterson, C Young 300, Adrian Glesser, Abraham, Remy Tim, Adrian Glesser again, License to Drive, Family Guyver, FPV Trucker, Abraham, King Turkey, Always Hath Been, Eli Bacon, JT Custom Knives, Patio Patterson, FPV Trucker, Callie FPV with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Callie. If you want to talk directly to me, all you've got to do is type my name in the chat. It's CiottiFPV. You got to spell it right, and you can't put a space in between Ciotti and FPV. Everybody that tags me, I'll try to read their comment, like T-Birds who said what's up, Grizz that said sup, FPV Trucker that said yo 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 what's up. And then if you do a super chat, I will love you forever and read your comment. Callie FPV with a $5 super chat, he says, what would you consider a safe difference in voltages when parallel charging? It depends on which, that's a really good question. It depends on which parallel board you've got, Callie. One of the things that I really love about Joshua Bardwell's parallel board, I don't know if, I assume that the new one works this way. If the new one has polyfuses, then it works this way for sure. I can't speak to that. I don't have the new one. I don't know for sure. Somebody in the chat probably will. But his old his old parallel boards have polyfuses that will allow you to plug in batteries of like pretty grossly different voltages. And what the polyfuses do is when they see that, when they get fed that difference in voltage, they clamp down at 1 amp. So they'll only pass 1 amp of electricity from the more charged battery to the less charged battery. What you don't want to do is put a fully charged 4.2 per cell battery on there with a discharged 3.5 per cell battery. The polyfuses get like glowing hot. Well, the ones that have the heat paint on them turn red. They don't actually get glowing hot. But they get hot as balls, so you don't want to do that. But I will regularly take batteries that are like 3.5 per cell and other ones that I've discharged down to 3.8 per cell and plug those into that Bardwell charger and let the polyfuses equalize them. And 3.8 to 3.5, the polyfuses don't even get hot. And with electronic components, typically heat is what kills them, heat and shock. So yeah, 0.3 is my go-to. Have I plugged batteries in that have been 3.9, 4.0? Sure. But not 4.2. That's too much of a difference. Really good question, Callie. Double A says hello there. JT Custom Knives says I wonder what Ciotti looks like at sounds like at X2. Oh, you should play double speed. Me reading through the the chat. That'd be fun. Richard says, have you ever crashed a quad in that pool? I have not, Richard. I don't fly around that pool too often, mainly because like I'm worried that there's gonna be people around it. But I don't think I have a rig at this point that hasn't been submerged in water at some point or another. Throw it on a fan, leave it overnight, and they'll dry right out as long as it's not salt water, and they'll be good to go. I've put so many rigs into fresh water, and one into salt water, and it's still in that salt water. Speaking of, hey, I think that I have figured out my range problems with Crossfire. I think it was that I was turning dynamic power on. So it was either that I was running dynamic power on, or it was a power problem from the transmitter. I flew the other night with the light module here, powered by 3S, by an external 3S battery. That's why I've got this little piece of grip here. I just like half-ass stuck the battery there. And with dynamic power off and with external 3S power, it was bomb-proof at 150 hertz, 100 LQ the entire time, no matter what I did. I didn't go super far, but I went far enough where, and I went behind shit enough that it would have, the LQ would have dropped down from the way it's been acting previously. Then for that Cinesplorer battery that I played at the beginning of the stream, I ran this from the internal power with dynamic power still turned off, and it performed pretty good. I realized this rig, for whatever reason, didn't have LQ in the OSD, so I just had RSSI to go off of. And RSSI is kind of difficult to go off of, so it might have still had the problem, but it was definitely better. And I only have this on 250 milliwatts. I don't have it cranked up to 500 or 1 watt or 2 watts. So yeah, I'm definitely seeing better performance with dynamic power turned off. But I have a funny feeling it might be the power source. I have a funny feeling that... So I run my QX7 on all of these Sanyo Eneloop AA batteries that I have from my photography days, running and gunning with speedlights. So I think that either the transmitter's getting old, which it is. I mean, this transmitter is pushing like 5 years old now. Or maybe the batteries are getting old. I've been using the shit out of these batteries that whole time. So what I think I'm going to do is just start running external power all the time. I'll put a piece of hook and loop Velcro on this and on a couple of 3S 450 mAh batteries, and I can just run this guy off of an external battery. Those are the same batteries that I like to have around that I use on this 7-inch monitor that I hand to directors or directors of photography. So that's kind of nice. I'll have more 3S batteries floating around in my bag, which, you know, is kind of perfect. So yeah, I think that's going to be the deal from now on. I'm just going to run this thing powered externally. Maybe I'll fuck around and try one of those lipos that is specifically designed to fit in the QX7. But I really like to get use out of these Sanyo Eneloop batteries, and they do last a while, even with the Crossfire Micro. Like, they lasted a while. So yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna do a little bit more testing to try to narrow down whether the issue was the dynamic power setting being on versus this thing having external power. So yeah, there's that. Double A says hello there. JT Custom Knives says I wonder. No, we got that. We got that. Getting caught up here on chat. Paulie Lee says nice flying, my friend. Cheers, thank you, brother. Quadzimoto says what's up, my friend. Not much. Demenis with the question of the night. He says, how many quads do I have to break before I can fly like this? A lot, man. A lot. I am 5 years in. There was a long time. There was about a 2-year period of time where I flew 10 plus batteries a day. Probably not for the full 2 years. For about a year, I was really hell-bent on becoming a really good pilot. And I would fly 10 plus batteries a day every day. Interspersed with a half an hour a night of simulator time. It's just about putting the time in, man. There's so I do the flight coaching, flight instruction sessions, half an hour or an hour, and I can definitely help you guys out a lot by just distilling down everything that I've learned into sort of bite-sized chunks that you can drill, like specific drills that you can work on, or just like. So I just recently worked with a guy who's trying to dive down a hole in a, like, there's a bunch of trees and there's a gap in the tree, and he wants to figure out how to dive down into that. So I was able to, like, kind of break down the best ways that I've found and the safest and the easiest ways that I've found to accomplish that into, like, 5 individual different things. Like, approach it nice and low, big throttle blip to give yourself some upwards momentum, quick turnover so that you can spot the hole as you're still hopefully traveling upwards to give you as much time to kind of line it up, the directionality that you flip over. So stuff like that can definitely help, because then you're armed with, like, all of these things that took me years and years and years and years to figure out, that you can just get all at once and then just start doing all of those things, versus you go out and try to do it and you fail and you try to figure out why you failed. You do it again, you fail again. You learn a lot by failing, for sure, but I've already done all that failing for you guys, so I can certainly help you out with that. You don't have to go through Fiverr. You can just message me, CiottiFPV, anywhere you want. But a lot, man. A lot of this learning process. I mean, the simulator is great, but you have to do it for real, and you're going to break stuff a lot. A lot. You really have to be willing to put the put the time in, put the effort in, put the money in, although this is a pretty cheap hobby, to really get to like a super high level. There's just really, there's no other way. You just got to be willing to go for it. If I had to guess, I mean, if I had to guess, I've probably broken 40 or 50 arms. Here's the majority of the motor bells that I've broken in a little miniature shopping cart. This is most, not all, of the motor bells that I've smashed. This is probably, I don't know, for another maybe like 30 or 40. Lots of batteries. You know, probably again like 30 or 40 batteries over the years, maybe more than that. When you crash inverted, the battery takes a hell of a smash. 15 or 20 sessions. Probably 10 or 15 heroes. Oh, excuse me. Good Lord. Threw up a little bit. So yeah, you just, it's just a part of it. It's why I think we don't see too many people get to like the really high tier of professional pilots, because eventually it just gets fucking annoying. Like eventually it's just like, how fucking many times am I gonna fail and break this shit and have to come in here and spend an hour rebuilding it and then go back and smash it into the goddamn concrete again and then come back in here and fix it again. One of the best things that you can possibly do is have multiple identical builds. Usually, a couple of them are on the floor right now, but usually I've got 4 identical FPV Cycle Glide builds up here on the wall. You don't need 4, 2 is a good number. I really like 3. And this isn't 4 identical builds. One of these builds is like a chase build, basically. So realistically, I've got 3 pretty much identical builds. What that allows you to do is not fuck around fixing these things out in the field when you should be flying. You have 3 identical builds, and then you have 1 full set of motors, electronics, everything that you need to fix them in stock. And then you go, you fly, you smash one, you throw it in the back of the car, you fly a little bit less. So the first rig, you fly absolute reckless, full-blown, I don't give a fuck, I have 2 extras in the car. And that's when you learn the most. When you just don't care about the gear and all you're thinking about is flying. You wreck that one, you throw it in the back of the car, you grab the next one, you keep going. You fly it a little bit less hard, maybe, because you only have 1 full set of replacement stuff at home, right? So you maybe back off a little bit on that rig, but you still fly it hard because you've still got another one ready to go. And then you smash that one, you fly the last one, now you back off a little bit so that you're not totally down. You go home. Typically, you'll have the parts that you need to immediately fix rigs 1 and 2. Maybe just rigs 1, but then you've got 2 back up. You do a quick order to get the replacement part. If you broke the same thing, right? Do a quick order. Pyro Drone will get FPV will get it to you in a couple of days, and then you get all 3 back up. This way, you can go right back out the next day if you have time or the opportunity. You go right back out, and you've got 2 working rigs again. That made a bigger difference in my improving as a pilot than almost anything, to be completely honest. Just being able to like have these identical builds, and like when I go out with 3 rigs that are up, it's just about flying. It's not about being worried. It's not about like, ooh, I could shoot that gap, but I might wreck the rig, and like all that goes out the window. And it's just a simulator. The only thing holding you back is like trying to not hurt a person or property or whatever. And I don't really, I mean, like cars, yeah, you don't want to bash into somebody's cars, but like flying around buildings, like you're not going to punch through one of these windows on a building. So it's just kind of like looking out for people. And if you have somebody with you that's flying with you, or if you've picked a good spot where there's not a shitload of cars in the parking lot, like you don't really have to worry about that either. So, GrizzFPV says, yeah, you came flying by me in the tree tunnel. Yeah, I think that's in the edit, Grizz. You'll get a kick out of that. Guillermo says, today it's my birthday. Happy birthday, Guillermo! Quadzimoto says, I'm building another Cinesplorer. What do you think about the Axis 2004? That's what you were seeing in the intro to this. I like them a lot. They're nice and smooth. They have really good power, and the KV, they're the right KV for 4S. 3710 KV. Man, I'm getting old. My eyes used to be way better than that. 3710 KV is really nice. 95, I have it up on 95% right now. That's a lot. I'll probably back it down to 90%. It felt really good at 90%. C Young 300 with a $10 super chat. Thank you, brother. He says, thanks, man. Hope you're having a good Monday. I am now, C Young. Thanks to your super chat. Thank you, brother. I'm having a good Monday anyway. In here is leftover hot toddy from Saturday night camping with Maggie. Cheers. Thanks, girl. I'll get through it eventually. Frank Nicholas dropping the link to CiottiFPV.com. Ruby Tim says, and the new bucket hats. I haven't had a chance to do the bucket hat. We'll do the bucket hats one day, I promise. What's up, Ruby Tim? Hope all is well with you, man. Ramael Robertson says, those Afropunk shots were sick. What were you flying? I was flying the other Cinesplorer. It's super similar to this one, though. This one has a 15 millimeter Hero 8 mount. That one's got a 5 degree, not millimeter. This is a 15 degree GoPro mount. The other one has a 5 degree GoPro mount. The other one has Brother Hobby 2004s. This one has the Axis 2004s. They fly identical. This one has a little bit more KV, so this does have a little bit more power when I cranked it up to 95%. But with the Cinewhoop, you don't really use that power. So yeah, for all intents and purposes, they're identical. Guillermo Nespolo says, today it's my birthday. Happy birthday, Guillermo! Quadzimoto says, yes, new board have polys. Oh, nice. Thanks for confirming that, Quadzimoto. So yeah, the new JB board, and JT Custom Knives also confirming it. So the new Joshua Bardwell board you can treat the same way as the old boards, and you can plug... Hey, this is really important. Make sure that you only plug the balance leads in. The balance leads on the Joshua Bardwell boards are the only plugs that access those poly fuses. If you plug XT60s in, it's just going to direct connect those batteries, and that's going to really hammer on both of those batteries because they're going to try to equalize like all at once. So yeah, it's really important that you only plug the balance leads in when you're looking to equalize your batteries, and you got to give it a little bit of time. I'll give it like 10-15 minutes. So yeah, I forgot to mention that. Scroll. Ruby Tim says also dynamic power. Ruby Tim says how many milliwatts? 250. He also says also dynamic power is only beneficial. I thought so too. That's why I turned it on. But I don't know. A little bit more testing needs to happen though, because I didn't have the LQ in the OSD today when I flew this on only internal power. So I then came inside. Oh, hey! So I then came inside. You guys saw the crash. I crashed it, and then it started acting a little bit funny after the crash. So I think I might have started to bang up one of these arms, maybe. So I took the opportunity. So one of the ways that I can tell when a rig starts to get banged up is when you put it down on a flat, hard surface and you arm it. If all of a sudden it starts to get angry, like when you arm these things at idle, when they're just sitting on a hard surface, the motors should just chill. They should just bzzz and just not be angry, not spool up. They might spool up. No, they shouldn't spool up. When I put another battery on this, I put it out on the same table, I armed it, and the motors went and it started to give me a little bit of oscillation, vibration, anger. That's one of the ways that I can tell that I've either banged up a propeller, a motor bell, or an arm. Or maybe there's a screw coming loose, but typically that won't happen after a crash, right? So I played around with it. What it turned out to be is two of these ducts were touching each other, but then it just wasn't, and you can kind of fix that by just like kind of pulling out on the arms. There's a little bit of movement on the arms and the Cinesplore. Just a little bit, only if you like really pull on them. So that fixed it most of the way, but there was still just a little bit of like little bit of weirdness. So what I realized is on the Cinesplore, the way that the base plate is set up. So see, this base plate, you can actually pull this off by just removing all these screws, and then you can take this entire bottom plate off. So what I realized is that would make it really easy for me to put Nyogel on the arms to see, and I wanted to, like, this was the perfect opportunity to do like a quick back-to-back and see if the Nyogel has any effect, and it absolutely did. So I pulled the base plate off, I just removed all the screws, and then the base plate pops right off, and then the arms are loose. So I was able to then just take the stack, the 20 by 20 stack and everything is on the second base plate that's under here, and it's all screwed down to that. I didn't realize that about this Cinesplore design. I really like the design. Being able to pull this entire bottom base plate off and get access to all four arms is really slick. Although that's the same thing as just being able to pull the X plate off. Never mind, that's not slick. I mean, it is slick. It's a slick design. But yeah, so that was pretty cool. So I pulled this base plate off, got the arms, Nyogel'd them all up, put it back together, and I'll be goddamned if that issue wasn't gone. Technically speaking, it could have been because I removed and then retorqued all the screws. I did make sure that all the screws were tight, though, before I did this little test. So yeah, I mean, all things point to the Nyogel definitely helping. I've seen multiple before and after black box logs that have shown it helped now from multiple different people. So I don't know, I'm a believer at this point. I'm not gonna pull all of my rigs apart and put it on them, but next time I'm changing an arm, I'm certainly gonna take the opportunity to pull the X plates, all the way off of the glide that I'm switching an arm on, and I'm gonna Nyogel the arm ends where the arms touch the base plate. So yeah, consider me a believer in the anti-vibration Nyogel 767A. Yeah, vibration resistant grease. It works, motherfuckers! Really, OBS? You're gonna fuck me over this? Hold on, I'll be right back. You're gonna get a spinning jib jab. I'll be right back. Alright, and we're back, and the keystrokes should now work. Right? Hey! This is what it looks like. Nyogel 767A. It's really sticky. Oh my god. So when there's a tiny little, it's got a tiny little hole. And look at that little hole. Got a little hole. It's got a little pee hole. And you gotta fucking squeeze this thing to get this shit out of there. It's super sticky, but it's good. That's what she said. C Young says, what firmware are you running? The newest, whatever the newest firmware is. On one of the streams last week, we sat here for 3 hours playing around with it. Rob Timko with a $19.99 super chat. Super generous, brother. Thank you. Happy Monday. When do I move from FR Sky to ELRS? If you're on FR Sky, I would move over as soon as possible. Or not. Maybe wait for the thing that really bothers me about ELRS right now is the companies that are manufacturing the boards. Happy Model and Betaflight. I don't like the quality control of either one of those companies. So yeah, ELRS kind of scares me in that respect. You guys being only on micros, it's a lot less of a concern. For me, flying these things around people and flying 5-inch death rigs, I can't wrap my head around that. I can't wrap my head around having a Happy Model receiver or a Betaflight manufactured receiver on something as dangerous. as a 5-inch rig or in situations where there's human beings near. That's just me, though. For hobbyists, I think ELRS is a great thing, and I really look forward to the day that there's some ELRS hardware, 900 megahertz ELRS hardware, that's manufactured by a reputable manufacturer that doesn't have, you know, tons of negative feedback all over the internet. So, yeah. Remy Tim says, also, you only want to power that module off of 2S. On the Crossfire live stream, we looked it up, and it'll take 3S, Dan, which is good because I only have like a couple 2S batteries. It's really nice, and that monitor I think only runs off of 3S. If I have to carry 2S and 3S and 4S for this and 6S for the 5-inch rigs, I'm gonna pull my fucking hair out. So I'm gonna keep running this guy off of 3S. Because yeah, their specs say that it can take it, so should be good. Fairly Functional says, hey man, how you doing? I'm doing good. C Young 300 says, Crossfire firmware. I guess I should have said, yeah, whatever the newest is. YouTube just did the thing. Scrolling back up to try to find my fucking place. 8XFPV says, I picked up the pack. From my 9-inch crash. The pack burned a pin-sized blister on my pinky. I dropped it and caught fire as it hit the ground. Ugh, that sucks, Athix. Yeah, that's happened to me before, man. It's scary. Careful after crashes, picking the batteries up. They could be ticking time bombs waiting to burn the shit out of you. It happened to me at a drift event. I had a really nasty burn in like the webbing of my thumb and forefinger from picking up a quad that had the battery unplugged. It was just sitting there for a while. It just, I don't know, it was crazy. Slow Voltage says, keeping extras of everything is how my wallet went freestyle. But it's worth it for having several running fixable freestyle rigs. Absolutely. GrizzFPV says, I got the Axis Flying 2004 3710 motors on the 4-inch 250. Going to have to retune it, but they're amazing. I'll have some flight videos up of it when I get my peanut. Very cool, Grizz. CMYK says, what props are you liking on the Cinesplore? Gemfan D76s, hands down. I have tested all of the Cinewoop props that are available, and these Gemfans are definitely the quietest with the best performance, the best thrust. They're, yet again, like most Gemfan props, they strike the best balance of all the things. They're not the best at any one thing, but typically that's not what you want, unless you're building like a high-speed Cinewoop or some weird shit like that. You know, on a rig that you're gonna fly in like different dynamic situations, you want to have like the propeller that's the best at all of the different things: efficiency, power, balance, in Cinewoop case, sound. So yeah, the Gemfan D76s are just the best. Metal Dirtskin says, I put Nyogel on my Terraplane 2. It was gross. Yeah, it is a weird sticky consistency. Dusty Joe saying hello. Metal Dirtskin says, Maytech is making ELRS receivers now. It's only a matter of time, I hope. That is really good news. I trust Maytech. I ran Maytech flight controllers in all of my micros for years, and I had really, really, really good luck. So if I keep having Crossfire issues, I will definitely be looking for some Maytech ELRS 900 megahertz receivers. Very cool. Good for Maytech. Fuck yeah. And just like that, we're caught up on chat. What's up, Chris Young? What's going on, brother? Just reading some of the non-tagged chats. Don't usually get to do that. Here, I'll play something for you guys. This is pretty gnarly. I can't believe how good this came out. I'm not gonna play it with the audio. Well, I can kind of leave the audio on a little bit. I'll just turn it down a little bit. This is gonna be really small for you guys, but that's all I can really do. Well, I can do it, give you a little bit of this. Absolute mayhem. I wonder if I'll get I wonder if I let this audio play, if I would get copyright struck. Absolutely bananas. A little sketchy, but you know, sub 250, right? It's all good. It's just a little toy. Just a little toy, guys. Just a little toy. It's all good. All right, enough of that. I think that's all that's in there. But yeah, I left that up to show you guys. Jackalope is in the house. He says, just got my package from you. Had an ethics bag with props in it. Did Mr. Steele sign it? Appears to be in Sharpie, LOL. He did, Jackalope. I guess you missed the live stream where we did that giveaway. Yeah, that is, he signed that at the first Rampage, actually, for me. With a silver Sharpie that was like starting to kind of dry out, which is why it's so light. But you know, it's probably the only ethics transmitter bag with his faded ass signature in silver Sharpie. Chris Croft says 2.4 gigahertz over 900 megahertz, no real advantages for 900 megahertz with ELRS. My understanding of RF is not that. My understanding of RF is that 900 megahertz will always penetrate and travel farther than 2.4 gigahertz. I'm not a radio engineer. Maybe you are, Chris. But yeah, my father did some work with RF, and I know Joshua Bardwell did as well. And this is knowledge that I'm getting from those two guys. So I don't know. Athix says just a little toy, indeed. All right. And for me, the reason why that's important for me is that my transmitter link to the rig is absolutely all that matters in the whole wide world. Like, I just have to be in control of the rig, like, no matter what. If there's anything that I can possibly do to get a millimeter more range or penetration or ability to fly behind buildings or in really tricky situations, that's all that matters to me. So I'm always going to go for that over a little bit lower latency. Also, 900 megahertz is a less crowded band out in the real world than 2.4 gigahertz. 2.4 gigahertz there's just a lot more noise. So flying in sketchy situations, in like cities, for example, 900 megahertz, to my understanding, is always going to have less garbage than 2.4. Metal Dirksen says, there's still the issue of the 2.4 band being much bigger than 900, more bandwidth to avoid interference. Interesting. Yeah, interesting. I don't know. I never thought about that side of it. Family Guyver says, yes, definitely in clouds. Heard from Drone Pilot 2.4 will failsafe in low clouds from moisture penetration. No way. Chris Croft says, no radio engineer, but discussions with ELRS devs. 900 megahertz affected for mobile phone towers. Really? I thought mobile phones were on either 2.4 or 5.8. Mobile phone tower frequencies. Oh, it looks like they're all over the place. 696 to 806. 806 to 849, 1850 to 1910, 1710 to 1755, 2110 to 21. So it looks like it's all over the goddamn place. I don't see any of these that overlap 900. 896 gets pretty goddamn close though. I assumed that I thought that cell phone towers were on either 2.4 or 5.8. I don't know why I thought that. Maybe I was getting that confused with Wi-Fi. What's Wi-Fi? It's Wi-Fi is 2.4 Wi-Fi frequencies. Yeah, 2.4 and that's right, 2.4 and 5. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what freaks me out, man. Is Wi-Fi, because everybody's got a Wi-Fi router just banging, blasting all over the goddamn place. Avix says GSM is 600, CDMA is 900. Metadirtson says the whole reason we can play in 900, 2.4, 5.8 is because they're unlicensed. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. What I can definitely tell you is that if you fly too close to a cell phone tower, it will absolutely knock you out of the air. On Crossfire and on FR Sky. FR Sky, it was a lot worse. Crossfire was a lot better. But yeah, always look out for cell phone towers, and then also around buildings, look out for the cell phone tower, the big white rectangular bastards. they will knock you the fuck out. If you're far away and you get close to them, they are just going to overpower your little tiny amount of signal that's making its way out to the rig. All right. What time is it? 10:46. We can just do let's just do the giveaways. Fuck it. Okay, so one of the other benefits to joining the Patreon is you're going to get full access to the Discord channel. On the full Discord channel, there is a board, or a text channel, whatever the hell they're called, I don't remember. The Video Collective. It's called the Video Collective. There it is. I know my own Discord. The Video Collective is your spot on my Discord to drop your flight edits. While I'm doing the giveaways, I need to click some buttons, so I put on the 3 most recent edits that have been dropped here. Tonight, that means Grizz FPV, CMYK FPV, and Gator FPV. So let me get those open here. There's Grizz. And I do have to mute the audio on you guys so that I don't get... oh, that's cool. Grizz FPV has uploaded his flying from the flow state day. So you're going to get to see that same spot, but from Grizz's perspective. Here's CMYK. His video is called Tweet FPV September Giveaway. And then Gator FPV. We're going to get him going here as well. I'm just pausing these. Give me a second. And all right, cool. So those are ready. I should have a little window here with the giveaway stuff. Yes, I do. All right, I can close Discord now. All right, and then we got giveaway. Let me just, I always fuck this up and I forget to refresh these windows until I try to put flight edits on, and then the computer just absolutely shits its pants and I have to clean it up. It's very annoying. So the stream's gonna go to hell for a couple seconds here, thus the stutteriness, because I'm reloading like 18 windows at once. But yeah, once this gets done, I'll come over here and do the thing in the place. Chris Croft says, it doesn't matter as much, but 900 megahertz bandwidth is so small, you can get issues with only 4 pilots flying. I have heard that. I don't like it when there's more than one other pilot in the air, especially if there's anybody on DJI. Usually when there's somebody flying DJI, I just don't fly. I'll just either split or just hang out or whatever. But yeah, if there's more than like 1, maybe 2 other pilots in the air, I'm like, nah, man, I'm not fucking with that. That's just me though. If you guys find yourself flying with 4 or 5 or 6 pilots up in the air all the time, then yeah, that's gonna matter to you. But it doesn't have anything to do with me. Hey, while I'm waiting for the internet to work, let me give some shout outs to our new patrons from the last couple of days. Paul Peacock, welcome to the collective. He's a new patron. Yeah. I know the order shipped. It's already here, Teespring. Who's Photobooks? Photobooks keeps sending me PayPals. Who is that? Who's Photobooks? Photobooks, are you out there? Who are you? I want to give you your shout out. Conrad Young with a $25 PayPal. Thank you, brother. With a U-Rocket card. Austin Jennings became a $5 patron. Austin is going to be in the Tiny Whoop and Toothpick giveaway tonight because he became a $5 patron a couple days ago. And then Coilocker just became a $10 patron. He's going to be in the giveaway tonight for the 3-inch micro brushless and Cinewhoop stuff. So yeah, let's get the Patreons the giveaways rolling here. I'm gonna leave my inbox up and CMYKFPV says, what XJT 2.4 gigahertz transmitter module do you recommend for whoops? Oh, I haven't looked into them yet. Need to use with my Mambo. X9 Lite won't bind to the V3 newbie drone brushless. Oh, I thought you were talking about ELRS, CMYK. I've had really good luck with the little B-Seaver, the Newbie Drone's little tiny FR Sky guy. It's got diversity antennas, nice and small, doesn't weigh anything. One of the reasons I'm interested in ELRS though is for the tiny whoops, because the ELRS receivers are so small, and having that really low latency will just be like a little bonus. So yeah, my ELRS interest is mainly for tiny whoops and other like infinitely small things, although tiny whoops are really the only infinitely small stuff that I fly. Okay, cool. So this is that ready to go? Yeah, it's ready to go. Let me get Epidemic Sounds up here for some copyright-free music while we watch a couple of edits from the beautiful bastards here in the chat. Fire drill, that sounds interesting. Let's put that on. Or not. Hey, there it goes. All right, I'll be back in a minute. I'm gonna click some buttons. You guys are gonna watch some flying from the fellow beautiful people in the chat. Here, let me do this real quick. Here are the links to these so that I don't have to do it on the fly. 3 links to the 3 flight videos that we're about to watch, and I'll be right back. I'm gonna put this the logo screen up because I'm hoping that. Well, you guys tell me. I'm gonna put the logo screen up. That's this one. I'm gonna run that screen when I play 1 or 2 of these videos, and then I'm gonna go over to full screen. Tell me which looks better. I think when I go to full screen, YouTube has a shit fit and they just murder the quality. I think if I put that logo screen up, it's got like sharp images. I think YouTube won't murder the quality, but you guys let me know. I've been meaning to do this test. So we're gonna try the logo screen first. I'll be back. Which looked better? Could you guys tell a difference? I have a feeling you could. All three of the links are in the full screen is good. Okay, cool. All right, that's good. I was kind of hoping, because if the quality is gonna look like ass, at least if it's full screen, it'll be a little bit bigger ass. Right? 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 Okay. Demenis likes full screen as well. Jason Crabtree says you can tell the compression algorithm doesn't have to work as hard when it's not full screen, probably because it's only focusing on changing pixels. Interesting. But it sounds like you guys prefer it in full screen. So good, because that's the way I've been doing it. Okay, Epidemic Sounds, you're cool now. You're cool. Get out of here. Get out of here. Alright, boys and girls, we are gonna do the giveaways. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Just making this window a little bit bigger here. Calvin Klein ad staring at me. First up, we've got the $5 a month Tiny Whoop and Toothpick giveaway. That's a cat claw on the carpet. This is going to be one of these excellent little 2-into-1 PH 2.0 connectors. It is a nameless RC D400 VTX and DVR AIO. This is the jam for toothpicks. 2 of these Betaflight 300 mAh high volt batteries, and two sets of GemFan Hurricane 3018 by 2s. So this is the $5 a month tier. Here is, okay. We're spinning it, and then I'll show you who's on the wheel. We're just gonna spin it though. Whoever wins, Spin Z All 4 has won. Congratulations, Spin Z All 4. I'm gonna write your name down, and then I'm gonna show you guys everybody that's on the wheel. This is becoming like a thing. I didn't used to screw up like this all the time, but now all of a sudden, I keep accidentally clicking and spinning the wheel before I want to. S-P-I-N-Z All 4. Spins All 4. Nice. I didn't get it at first because I'm an old person. Spins All 4. Congratulations, you've won. I will send you a message on Patreon, and here's everybody that's on this tier, just so that you can check. I'm just gonna roll through this fast because you guys can rewind if you want to check. But as long as you go on to Patreon and you're active, which some of you aren't. I've noticed a lot of people getting kicked off, not kicked off, but I think what's happening is that on Patreon you can choose to make it recurring or not recurring, and I feel like a lot of people are making it not recurring because at the end of every month a shitload of people drop off. So yeah, make it recurring. You know you love your buddy. Come on, make it recurring so that eventually you can forget about it and I keep getting your $5 a month. All right, so that was the Tiny Whoop and Toothpick tier. Next up, we've got the 3-inch Micro Brushless and Cinewhoop tier. And tonight we've got a Baby Ratel 2 Get Your Nano On. I love this little camera. I didn't love it as much as the Fox Ear cameras, but this thing blows me away for how infinitely small it is. Save some weight on your 3-inch or even your Cinewhoop. I'm actually going to move. I have these both of my Cinesplorers on these Runcam Micro Eagles right now, and I'm going to be moving them over to nano cameras just to shed a couple of grams off the front end. Every gram definitely helps, especially with a micro. So yeah, it's with a brand new Caddx Baby Ratel 2. 2 of these Gold Line 4S 450s that I ran like 2 or 3 cycles on, not even long enough to like beat them up. They're still in perfect condition, so they're as good as new. And a set, speaking of the D76s, a set of the GemFan D76 Cinewhoop propellers, the best of the Cinewhoop propellers, in my opinion. That wheel is right right here, and instead of accidentally clicking on it, I'm going to actually show you guys all the people first, which is what I should do. If you want to double check, you can rewind and pause. There is everybody. I'm going to click the shuffle. What? What's that about? That's different. It didn't used to do that. Oh, interesting. Okay, they changed the way that the shuffle works. Okay, that's good. So yeah, now they're double shuffled. And away we go. I turned the volume way down. You guys can't hear the noises. It's gonna be Paul McDonald. I can feel it. Hey, there it is. Paul McDonald, congratulations. You've won some things. I'm gonna message you on Patreon, get your address, and ship them out. Hey, by the way, up until like 5 minutes ago, I didn't have any giveaways that needed. I mean, there's a couple people that haven't gotten back to me yet, but yeah, for the first time in a long time, I got fully caught up on the giveaways. What do you think about that? What do you think of that, people? Now I'm behind again, but I'm gonna get caught up tomorrow, I think. I'm gonna try to stay a little bit more on top of the giveaway stuff, since I'm, you know, a more functional member of society now. Next up, we've got the 5-inch tier, and that is going to be a well-used. The bottom of the case is actually a little bit cracked, but it doesn't matter. But it is a well-used Runcam Micro Eagle, but it still works totally fine. Xylo F4 flight controller. I think it's 30 by 30, right? Let me take a quick look. It's got to be 30 by 30 if it's in a box like this. Yep, 30 by 30 flight controller, brand new, and a couple of sets of the Christmas props, I guess. What are these? Candy cane, Ethics P4 candy cane. I think this is 3 sets in here. That wheel is here. Custom cracked, yeah, exactly, Richard. It's been lightened. Custom lightweight Runcam Micro Eagle. Custom cracked. Lightweight. Oh my god, I did it again by accident. Goat. Here's all the people. And Steven Gollert wins! Congratulations, Steven! It's the fucking lightning rounds tonight of the giveaways. Congratulations, Steven. I'm gonna write your name down. No, I'm gonna write it down on here. StevenGoeHLERRT. Can I read that? Maybe. Probably not. Hopefully, though. Congratulations, Steven! You have won some 5-inch things. And now we are going to do the Super Chat giveaway. The way that the Super Chat giveaway works is, if you guys would like to enter, it is a $5 Super Chat or PayPal over at CiottiFPV.com if you don't want YouTube to get 30%. To get on the wheel once, $10 to get on the wheel twice. The prizes are Foxeer Predator 4 Nano, sealed, not custom cracked. Infinity 6S 1450 Long Boy battery. Chicks dig 'em long. And a bunch of the new GemFan props. These are the prototypes, though. Don't bash the shit out of these. Just fly these to see how you like them, and then get the new versions of these for a little bit of extra strength. The Freestyle 5.2s, the 2.6 pitch, 5.2 by 2.6, the Kebab props. 2 packs of the Freestyle 4s, and 1 pack of the Jade Freestyle 3s. And then some stuff that some amazing other people have donated to these Super Chat giveaways. Daniel Maurer, Remy Tim in the chat of Remy Tim FPV Mentoring, is donating one of my t-shirts. So whoever wins is going to be able to message Remy Tim and go onto my Teespring store and pick a t-shirt and Remy Tim will buy you one of my t-shirts and have it shipped directly to you. Also, if whoever wins is a medium, I'm going to send you a medium t-shirt, which I have a few of. TweetFPV is going to send you a set of his skateboard grip tape grips, as seen here on my transmitter. He's got a bunch of different colors, but make sure you get the CiottiFPV purple or I'll beat you. And then also Christian Malika has sent me a whole bunch of digital codes for his the digital version of his book, FPV Flight Dynamics, and I'm going to send you one of those as well. All of you that I've sent those codes, that the codes don't work, get back to me and I'll resend you one. Apparently those codes only last for 30 days. So yeah, if you got one of your codes and it didn't work, let me know, I'll send you another one. JVFPV is first. He's going on the wheel 2 times. Thank you for the support, JV. Let's get this going here. All right, JVFPV is on there twice. I am going to make sure my email is ready to go here. CMYKFPV with a $4.20 super chat. It's the weed number. Thank you, CMYK. I'm going to put you on the wheel, whether you like it or not. Even if you just sent it for fun, you're going on the wheel, goddammit. JVFPV says PayPal is down. That's strange. CMYK sent this at 11:06, so it worked for him. Maybe it's just like in your area, I don't know. Gator FPV with a $10 super chat. He's going on the wheel 2 times. And come on, there we go. Make a bunch of spaces here. PayPal down for anybody else. B-Man FPV with a $10 super chat. He's going on the wheel 2 times. He says, you didn't think I'd miss a giveaway, did you? I didn't, B-Man. B-Man is always on top of the giveaways. He likes winning stuff. Yarbs says, I just sent a PayPal just fine. Thank you, Yarbs. Interesting. Yarbs, once or twice on the wheel. Just tell me and I'll do it. Because I'm actually not getting... Oh, nope, there it goes. There it goes. My mail just caught up. Let me go to PayPal in a browser window, though, just to make sure I get everybody. Oh, nope, that's not the right one. All right, cool. That is going over there. We've got... There's Yarbs. He's going on 2 times. I see his PayPal now. He says, Yarbs, I am. Yarbs, this is Yarbs. Hi from Yarbs. Enter me, but not like that. I wouldn't have thought of it that way, but it's always good to be clear. Holy hell, the chat just absolutely lit up. Why can't I click on anything? There we go. CMYK sending $10. He wants to go on the wheel 2 times. He says 1 Hamilton. Alexander Hamilton, I'm assuming. I got to see, hey, if you guys get a chance to see Hamilton, the Broadway play, go see it. It's absolutely fucking fantastic. I got to see it with Maggie on Tuesday, and it was just absolutely really, really good. Like, the most different Broadway play I've ever seen in such a cool way. John Ray, Metal Dirtskin with a $10 PayPal. He's going on the wheel 2 times. Thank you, my friend. Edward Ashley, Steady Eddie, 2 entries via PayPal. He's going on here, and then I'm going to jump on the Super Chats. All right. Let's get the Super Chats going here. 3D Print Locker with a $10 Super Chat. He says, let's go. I missed Grizz right above him. Doing these out of order. That's a little dangerous. Oh, I missed David Johnson, too. David Johnson with a $5 Super Chat. He is in. Thank you, David. Thank you, 3D Print. Holy shitballs. Grizz FPV with a $100 Super Chat. Bro, thank you so much. Good Lord. Super, super, super generous. Grizz, thank you, man. God damn. Glad I played your edit. Jesus, man. Hold on. I'm gonna pimp Grizz's channel out. Grizz is a great guy. I finally got to meet him at that at this get-together before Flow State, and he was just as cool as in person as he was on the internet. There's a link to Grizz's YouTube channel. He's only got 52 subs. If we don't get him to 100 subs tonight, I'm gonna burn this motherfucker down. Say I won't. Say I won't, motherfuckers. Say I won't burn. Say I won't. I will burn this bitch to the ground. Go subscribe to Yarbs. Not Yarbs, Grizz. Go subscribe to Grizz, or I'm just gonna attack you with hammers and pitchforks and shovels and anything I can get my hands on. Seriously, go sub to Grizz. You gotta support the people that support the people that make the content that you watch. You really do. That's why you want to support FPV Exchange, FPV Crate, GemFan, all these good, you know, companies and just individuals and just awesome humans that support me. Yeah, do you want to like show some appreciation to me? Go support them for sure. Go sub to Grizz or death. Swift, painful, not swift, slow, painful death. All right, back to the wheel. Back to the wheel. So I got 3D print. I did this all out of order. I'm all jacked up now. I'm all jacked up on the crack cocaine. David Johnson, I got you on there. Grizz, I gotta get you on there twice. I'm gonna put Grizz on there 3 times because I can. This is my fucking live stream. These are my giveaways. I'm gonna do whatever I want. Grizz is on there 3 times. He's breaking the wheel. Grizz is breaking the wheel with the you send a big enough super chat and you break the system. I don't know. Grizz, goddamn, thank you, bro. Thank you so much. Very, very cool of you. Marcel off access with a $5 Californian Canadian dollar super chat. He is going on the wheel. Thank you, off access. Jackalope FPV with a $5 super chat, and he types out old school upside down calculator style titties. Thank you, Jackalope. You go on wheel now. Space this out a little bit. Hella G's with a $5 super chat. He's going on the wheel. Thank you, Hella. Thank you, Jackalope. Bradley Powell with it. Oh, you guys got to see it. That when I say YouTube does the thing, that's what it's doing. Bradley Powell with a $9.99 super chat. He says, "Thanks for all the info and this for this awesome sport." Thank you for the support, Bradley. Without people like you and all these other beautiful bastards, I wouldn't be able to do this. Timothy, I'm just going to call you Timothy instead of massacring your last name, with a $5 super chat. He's going on the wheel. Thank you, Tim. All right, I'm good here. And let me move over to PayPal and my email. Frank Nicholas with a $20 PayPal. Thank you so much, Frank. He says, only interested in the CiottiFPV t-shirt 2 times, $10 for the Mazda Fund. Very cool. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Frank. He's going on the wheel once and twice. And then I'm going to come in here to the... where the hell is it? Gear Fund. There it is. And $21.96 is going to become $22.06. I think that's how math works. Thank you again, Frank. And then we've got a $10 PayPal from Dwayne Huffer, the one and only, I believe, Huff FPV, but I'm just going to copy and paste his human being name in here. That should be everybody. If you're not on the wheel right now, and you should be, tag me in the chat and say, yo, 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 yo. Don't spin it yet. Steady Eddie tagged me and said PayPal for 2 entries. Thank you, Steady Eddie. Frank Nicholas, PayPal works. Okay, good. Thank you, Frank. Jackalope says, have you ever seen the Book of Mormon musical? I have not. I saw a lot of Broadway plays in like my 20s, and then I didn't, not many in my 30s, especially because I moved south. This is the first, Hamilton's the first play I've seen in a long time, come to think of it. A long time. Since my 20s, I think. I don't think I saw anything in my 30s. Wow, yeah, it's been a long time. Good lord. Huff19 says I'm in for $10 on PayPal. I think I've got you on there, Huff. Yeah, I do. Awesome. I forgot the number, Huff. I remember the FPV. I forgot the number. Grizz says thanks, bro, but you didn't have to do that, man. Just want to spread the wealth. Very, very cool of you, Grizz. FPV Trucker says PayPal's not working for me. Interesting. So PayPal's down for certain people. Weird. Word FPV says your new T-shirt. Say I won't. Look at this T-shirt. Come on. Come on. How can you live if you're a self-respecting car guy that's now into FPV without this T-shirt? Come on. YouTube just did the thing again. FPV Trucker says I've tried twice with Super Chat. I must be doing something wrong. So FPV Trucker is PayPal's down for him and Super Chats aren't working. FPV Trucker, just PayPal me whenever it works again. What you want to be on the wheel once or twice? You're always here. Let me know. I'll put you on the wheel once or twice. Alley Oop with a $10 super chat. He's going on the wheel 2 times. Thank you for the support, Alley. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm doing. There you go. Alley Oop is now on the wheel twice. Jackalope FPV says Book of Mormon musical was created by Trey. Oh my god, that's right. I knew I'd heard of it. Yeah, Trey and Matt from South Park. If you like South Park, you need to see it if you ever get a chance to let me know. I will. Jackalope also says it won an ass load of rewards on Broadway. Nice. FPV Trucker says I got it 2 times. Awesome. FPV Trucker is going on. Oops, not once, but twice. Oh my god, that's not at all what I wanted to copy and paste. Man uses internet for first time. There it is, FPV Trucker is on there. Anybody else that did PayPal that is not on the wheel right now, speak now or forever hold your dick in your hand. Also known as holding your peace. Spelled differently, but you know. Alley Oop says, me super chat, I gotcha. FPV Trucker says, you got it? Okay, good. Yarb says, I don't even care much about plays, but Book of Mormon was a delight. Nice. Oh, another one. Colin Collins. Wait. Colin Collins, that's you. FPV Trucker, isn't it? Steady Eddie says, saw Kinky Boots on my recent cruise to Atlanta. Love the quality of the towns of Norwegian. Live shows all the way. So much talent out there. FPV Trucker says my phone is iffy. Gotcha. So I think we're good, right? I'll give you guys like 10 more seconds, just in case. CMYK says, what camera do you like for the Cinesplorer? I've got the Runcam Micro Eagles just because I had them for right now. But I'm gonna switch everything over to the Foxeer Toothless Nano Starlights. I am just blown the fuck away by those cameras. They're not as good as the Predator in the daytime, but they're totally fine in the daytime. And then at nighttime, they're a Starlight camera. So it's like, if I have a shoot that goes into like really dark night, like I'll be good to go. I would rather sacrifice a tiny little bit of daylight performance. Although I gotta be honest, man, I don't really know. Like, I say that I like the Predator Nano better in the daytime, but like I don't know. I'm just kind of saying that because like I think it should be better. They both look so good, and like analog is kind of dog shit anyway, right? Like, so yeah, the Foxeer Toothless Starlight. That's my new shit, man. Just the ability to fly into like damn near total darkness is really cool. Like, you don't have to fuck around with like having a night camera and like, oh, maybe this shoot's gonna go late. Ugh, I better be ready and change the... No, fuck that. It works during the daytime, so yeah, Starlight camera for life as far as I'm concerned at this point. Unless you're on DJI, because the Polar looks like a bag of ass during the day from what I've seen. Probably still way better than analog though. But there's other problems with digital that keep me from going over there. We're good to go. It's time. Here's the wheel. Here's the goat. Somebody's gonna win a whole bunch of stuff, and that person's name is... It's looking like Alley Oop is gonna win. Congratulations, Alley Oop. You've won a whole bunch of stuff. You've got to do a bunch of work, though. you've got to message a bunch of different people. I'm one of them. CiottiFPV on Instagram or Facebook. If you can, do Facebook. It's easier for me. I'm going to write your name down on this stuff. Why did I move it back to the floor? That was a strange choice on my part. I'm going to write alley-oop down on this stuff. So you need to message me and say, hey, it's alley-oop, because that's all I know you as right now. You know what I mean? So message me and say, yo, it's alley-oop. My real name is so-and-so. My address is this and that. And my email address is here, there, and everywhere. I need those things for the shipping so I can ship you this stuff. Then you got a message, oh, hey, alley-oop, are you a medium? What size shirt do you wear? If you're a size medium, I'm going to send you a shirt too. If you're not, I'm not. And then you need to message Remy Tim, who was in the chat a little bit ago, but I haven't seen him. I forget what his... I gotta like write down his email address. No medium? Okay, no worries. You'll get a shirt from Remy Tim though. Yeah, you're gonna message Remy Tim and just type it in the chat. Don't do that. You're gonna message Remy Tim. You're gonna tell him which of my t-shirts on my Teespring store, which you can get to from CiottiFPV.com, you want, and what your size is, and what color. There's all different colors available. And then he's gonna send you a t-shirt. And then you need to do the same thing with TweetFPV to get your transmitter grip tapes. TweetFPV, you're going to email at tweet. I'm going to type it into the chat. tweetfpv@gmail.com. For Remy Tim, you can go to fpvmentor.com, I believe. Mentor.com. Let's just let Google. I spelled it wrong. I put an E in there. Like a dick. And now there's a space in there. Great! Man uses computer for the... Fuck you. What? How? How is this happening? Did it not like... It didn't like the www. I don't know why I typed www. It's because I'm old. There we go. That'll probably work. There it is! Oh, how did he do this? Oh, what? That sneaky son of a bitch. I gotta figure out how to do this. Yeah, so this is... here's a link. There you go. That's how you get Daniel's info. It looks like you can just click down here on this little email. Look at that. Yeah, I need to get that. I need to figure this little bottom part out. Very cool. I like that a lot. My link tree doesn't have that. I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah, and the same deal with TweetFPV. You just need to tell them, hey, I won Ciotti's giveaway September 27th. My address is this. My email address is that. I have a so-and-so radio, and my favorite color is CiottiFPV purple. He does have other colors, but... don't let me down. Thanks everybody for participating. I love you guys. You're the best. FPV Trucker says that's me. Demenis says, did you see the 1000 milliwatt HD Zero video that Ryan Quillett posted? I didn't see it, but I've heard that there's a 1 watt Sharkbite VTX coming. Very exciting. I have had Sharkbite for a long time. FPV Exchange actually sent me Sharkbite, the module here, and the ultra fragile VTX with the boards that are pinned together earlier this year, and I haven't had the heart to build a rig with it because I can't fly on 200 milliwatts. Like I just can't. Like I was thinking about putting it on a glide, but then I realized that 200 milliwatts ain't really going to work there, not to mention that the VTX won't fit in the back of the glide. Then I was thinking about putting it in one of the Cinesplores, but then again, I realized that 200 milliwatts is just not going to be enough. So now I did pick up the new VTX the TX5R.1, this one, in hopes of putting this in a glide, but it doesn't fit in a glide. So now I'm thinking that I can maybe get this to fit in a ripsqueak, but it also might not fit in a ripsqueak. So at this point, with these being 200 milliwatts, realistically, I can only really put them in a micro. But the problem is going to be how to fit them. The board that's the double stack board that's pinned together, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I don't want to put that in a micro because I know I'm just going to break it because I crashed the shit out of micros. So I really don't know what to do with that board. Yeah, I'm not really sure. But if SharkBite comes out with a 1 watt or even like a 500 milliwatt, I don't even need 1 watt, like 500 milliwatt, 600 milliwatt, I'd be totally fine with that. Where it's a single, where it's durable, I will put SharkBite. I will get SharkBite going. But until then, it's like I don't know what to do. More hot toddy. Thank you, Maggie. For anybody new here, Maggie is my girlfriend, and she is pretty spectacular. Didn't know it could be like this, boys and girls. Did not know. Did not realize it. Huff19 is going to go spend some time in the simulator. He's trying to get good. Chris Croft says there's a new 200 milliwatt 20 by 20 coming that fits in normal frames. I think 1000 milliwatt is 30 by 30. 30 by 30 is actually fine. The way that I build my glides is with a 30 by 30 ESC in the middle, so I'm totally fine with that. A 200 milliwatt 20 by 20 that's not gigantic, I mean, that would be easier to put into a micro, but I still don't love that. Like at this point, like I'm just trying to put them in something so that I can just try them out. The reason why I thought to put it in a ripsqueak is now that I have an Insta360 Go 2, I'm gonna build a ripsqueak specifically for carrying the Insta360 without a RunCam hybrid on board. All three of the current, here's two of them, all of my current ripsqueaks have RunCam hybrid on boards. So they've got a 20 by 20 ESC, a 20 by 20 flight controller, and then the 20 by 20 HD board for the RunCam hybrid. So if I build a ripsqueak without a hybrid on board, I'll have that extra 20 by 20 spot so I can put this ridiculously shaped 20 by 20 200 milliwatt VTX in there. So yeah, that'll be interesting. And it'll be very clickbaity because everybody, you know, I think we're all pulling for Fat Shark, right? Because like we kind of all realize that DJI is, I mean, they're making a great product, but like they're not nearly as good of a company as Fat Shark in terms of like, you know, just like company values. Like I've heard some scary shit about the way that they, I'm not gonna get into that, but I've heard bad shit about DJI as a company. But also, you know, Fat Shark is us. Fat Shark is our people. DJI is not. DJI came in at the last second and just dropped a product on us that was really good, but they're not our people. You know, like they're not in our little niche within a niche within a niche, and Fat Shark is. So, Chris Croft says not Fat Shark, it's Divimath HD0 doing this, right? But you know, the whole point to SharkBite is that we can continue to run Fat Shark goggles, right? We can stay in the Fat Shark ecosystem rather than bailing on it and spending thousands of dollars on DJI stuff and totally, you know, switching everything over and shit like that. Also, in my opinion, it's a really big deal that SharkBite has locked latency. The latency doesn't move all around like DJI does. That's one of the big issues that I have with moving over to DJI, is that realistically, in order to do that, I've got to move everything over because I have to give myself as good of a chance as possible at getting used to the latency changing all the time. I don't want to have half rigs that are on locked latency, analog, and then half rigs that are on this variable latency weirdness of that is DJI. So yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of people are really pulling for Fat Shark and Shark Bite, regardless of what it takes. Yeah, I would love to stay, because, I mean, this little setup, this little module, I mean, this is like totally like take off and put onable. So it's like, you know, we've got analog for our little tiny whoops and shit like that. And then we just take this guy and with like one screw it onto the front of our goggles and run a little HDMI cable, and away we go. So yeah, I hope that Shark Bite becomes a thing. I really do. It ain't there right now though, at all. Mainly because there's not a 4x3 solution for it. Which is apparently just the camera. Like, somebody just has to make a camera that's 4x3 only, and then we're good. But also, there aren't VTXs that are outputting enough power. But it sounds like they're getting there, so that's exciting. I'm psyched up about that. GrizzFPV says, how do you fit a hybrid in a Rip Squeak? 28mm standoffs, Grizz. The hybrid camera is 24mm tall. So if you want to run 0 degrees up tilt, you can run 25mm standoffs, but if you want to run any substantial amount of up tilt, this is 30 degrees, you need a 28mm standoff. Luckily, you've only got the battery on top of this build, so a 28mm standoff is actually plenty durable. So yeah, all the Rip Squeaks that I've built on this channel have been, all three of them, have been 28mm standoffs with RunCam hybrids on board. And then the stacks are just ESC on the bottom, flight controller above that, and then the RunCam hybrid board up on top of that. I do have one build where I put, it's actually this one, where I put the RunCam hybrid board on the bottom. I would not do that again. I don't like it on the bottom. It's better up on top. I did it as an experiment. GrizzFPV says, DJI isn't that bad. I fly both digital and analog. Yeah, I've flown DJI a bunch of times, and I didn't necessarily notice the latency moving around. I was flying it on other people's rigs, on other people's transmitters. Of the people that I know who, so Patrick, Steele, I forget who else it was. They notice, and I just. It's also a very expensive switch. The goggles are very uncomfortable. They're huge. There's the whole litany of different reasons. But the latency moving around, that's not. I'm not into that. I'm not into that at all. Demenis says, is there a build video for the Rip Squeak? Yeah. If you go to my channel here and just go into the videos section to show everything, there's a little search field. Just search for Rip Squeak. There's a shitload of live streams where I built them. I don't do actual build videos because they take like 20 to 30 hours to edit, and I just don't have that kind of time or patience, to be honest. So I do them all live on the live streams, and then you guys can go back and just fast forward through, put it on 2x speed, skip around, whatever you need. FPV Trucker says, does the Cinesplorer only use 22.0x size motors, and will a full-size air unit fit? I don't know if a full-size air unit will fit. I'm sure Bob calls that out on his website. It will use... it is a 12x12 motor mount pattern. So all of these 2004s... All of the... 12x12 is the right bolt pattern for this. You would not want to use like a 2306 or like a 2207 on this, which is the bigger bolt pattern. What is that bolt pattern? I don't even know. What's the full-size motor bolt pattern? Is it 16? It's 16x16. That's what it is. Yeah, you would not want to put a 16x16 motor on the Cinesplorer. I was about to say the whole point, but that's not true. But you know what I'm saying. The whole point of the Cinesplorer is to keep it lightweight. And so yeah, the 12x12 bolt pattern is going to force you to run the smaller motors that you want. I prefer it on 2004s. If you want a little bit more power, you can run it on the 2204. or a 2205, or I think there's a 2005 now. I forget who makes it. But yeah, you want to be motors in that sort of world. To me, this is the fucking dream, man. This Cinesplorer comes in at like 460 grams with a 4S850, and there is nothing like it. Like, I've flown so many different Cinewhoops, and they all feel so fat and heavy, and like, oh, it's just, and like when you're trying to fly these things inside, when you're trying to shoot like tiny little gaps with these things, which is kind of the point, right? Like that's really what makes Cinewhoops so magical, is that you can like fire them through these like ridiculously small holes. That's what she said. And get this like footage that's like, what the hell? It's got to be light. It has to be lightweight so that it changes direction quickly and so that it doesn't slide around. And yeah, at 460 grams all up, it's just goddamn magic. It really is. It's so much fun to fly. And yeah, the 2004s have plenty of power. If as long as you keep the weight down, and like you could build these to be even lighter weight. Like I run this on a 20x20 stack. You could chase the Dragon and run an AIO and save even more weight on these. Shit, I'm gonna lose another like 4 or 5 grams when I get this camera out of here. FPV Trucker says, should I get the V3 ducts? Here's the deal: the V3 ducts fly better for sure, but they're not as durable. If you're going to be bumping into shit or crashing it, the V3 ducts are going to explode when you bump into something or when you crash. These are the cloud ducts. These are like $2 for a set of 4. So just buy like 2 sets of these ducts so that you have a couple of sets of really durable ducts, and then get the V3 ducts as well, in my opinion. And if you're flying it outside or just in a situation that you don't think you're going to crash, the V3 ducts are going to fly a lot better. I stick with these ducts. They're less aerodynamic. They make it like slower, and that's what I want. I want this thing to be nice and slow and controlled, because you can always speed up footage, unless you're dealing with like talent delivering lines, for example. But typically you don't do that with Cinewhoops. So yeah, I really dig these Cloud 149 molded ducts. But the V3 ducts do absolutely fly better. And you can 3D print the ducts for sure. The Cinesplorer ducts that are available on Thingiverse are not as good as the V3 ducts that Bob sells. A lot of R&D went into those V3 ducts. But yeah, you have a lot of different options. Demenis says, have you ever crashed on a job? I have, yeah, a couple of times now. It's not great, but it happens eventually. FPV Trucker says, I have a set of 2004 Newbie Drone motors. Those are going to be a little low on the KV side. Not for too much longer. Newbie Drone did send me a set of... You can't see it. They did send me a set of their prototype 2004s in a higher KV that I need to test. I think I'm actually going to put these on the main Cinesplorer. Since those Brother Hobby motors are just the shafts are bound to slip. So yeah, I missed Chris Croft's comment. He said HD Zero will sell the chips to anyone. Carl said he does want to be doing the VTX design, but until others like Rush, Immersion RC make some, they have to. That makes a lot of sense, Chris. Nice. Good info, man. Thanks for that. So yeah, FPV Truckers, if you have the current 2004 Newbie Drone motors, you're gonna want to run those on 5S or 6S to get enough RPM, even on the D76 5-blade props. I think the highest KV Newbie Drone 2004 at the moment is 2400 KV, and that's a little low. Realistically, with this setup, you want at least 3000 KV. I really like these Axis 2004s because they're higher than that. They're 3710 kV. So yeah. Alan Fields became a $3 patron. Welcome to the collective, Alan. Glad to have you, man. Thank you for the support. make sure you check out the Patreon-only YouTube playlist. There's all kinds of good shit in there. Scroll all the way to the bottom. There's some really good half-done edits. FPV Trucker says, where do you get those? Where do I get what? FPV Trucker. I just talked about like 15 different things. Grizz FPV says, hurry up and test those motors. I want some. Grizz, I mean, I can... they're not waiting on... maybe they are. I hope they're not waiting on me. I'm not the only one that got them. They're gonna be fine. They're probably just... Maybe they're waiting for me. Let me send Joshua a reminder. Or not a reminder, a question. I gotta ask him who he talked to over there about these, so that I know who to message. It's probably oh man, I haven't talked to him in a while. I forget his name. I almost said Caleb, but that's not it. Come on. Who are we talking to over at NV? To give feedback. All right, cool. Yeah, I forget his name. I've worked with somebody at Newbie Drone before, but his name is escaping me at the moment. What is this? Why? What? Okay. What? No. Don't do it. Okay, hold on. Chris Croft says, if you have the time and haven't already, go watch Chris Crosser's chat with Carl for HC0. You know, I was really trying to find the time to watch that, but I just haven't had the... can you guys give me the cliff notes of that? Do you mind? I don't know if I'm going to be able to find an hour to watch all of that. FPV Trucker says the Cloud 149 ducts. FPV Cycle. Bob has them on his website for like $2 for a set of 4. They're really, really, really good to have. Cool. All right. We are caught up, and we've got 15 whole minutes left. Let's get the 1504 Rip Squeak in the air. What do you guys say? I'm not gonna have time. I think I'm gonna. I gotta take this motor off, and I don't think I have an extra, so I'm gonna switch the motors out on this one. I also have to figure out why the fuck the VTX is not getting power. So this one is gonna have to have like a little bit of a teardown, unfortunately. But this guy, I think, is pretty much ready to go. But I don't think it's flashed. I don't think it's bound. So let's get that whole process rolling here. Am I going to be able to get to the bind button on this? Of course not. Why would I ever... Oh, yes I am. Look at that. I'll be able to get right in there. Okay, cool. So let me grab a battery that hopefully hasn't been over discharged. Oh, wait. No. I have a whole bunch of fully charged 4S batteries up in this motherfucker, don't I? Yep. Alright, let's see here. Hey, there we go. Cool. We got that. Alley-oop says, that would be me, just joined your Patreon. Welcome, Alley-oop. Glad to have you, man. Thank you for joining. 661 correctly says, I heard 3.5-inch props fit the longer 3-inch 3.2 millimeter Rip Squeak arms. What's a good 3.5-inch prop durable? The Gem Fan. The Gem Fan 3520 is my favorite of the 3.5-inch props. Emax also has an Avan 3.5-inch prop that's really good. It's a little too pitchy for me though. I really like the Gem Fan. It feels really good in the air. Alright, so what happens when I plug this thing in? Is an initial question. It catches on fire. I've got a light on the Crossfire. I think I've got another light on the VTX. So everything's getting power. Let me just double check that. Yep, VTX is getting power. Crossfire's getting power. Good first step. And I think I saw lights on the HD board as well. So we're doing well already. I absolutely have to bind this Crossfire, so let's do that. Let me just blow your guys' eardrums out right off the rip here. Hopefully it won't blow your eardrums out. So I'm going to do this from the little screen on the Crossfire light. I'm going to put it into bind mode. Alright, there we go. So now I'm going to feed this thing power, and I'm going to try my damnedest to get to the bind button. Let's try it with these tweezers here. Nope, that ain't going to work. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of a faff, I think. Alright, so there's the bind button. Let me try it with these spring-loaded jib-jabs. Because what's nice about these guys... Nope, that ain't going to work either. So I'm going to have to punch a little hole in the shrimp wrap to get to the bind button. And I think that's going to work. Okay, I think I got it. Alright, so we're going to give it power. Transmitter's in bind mode. You can probably hear it. It's probably buzzing in your guys' ears. Now, let's get in here. Try to get to the bind button. Not the bind button that I'm stabbing. Hey, update Nano RX. Yes, please. All right, look at me go. Update receiver 0%. Why is it not going? Did I hit the bind button again by accident? I think I did. Yeah, book. I think I took it out of bind mode. All right, let's try this again. I hope I didn't just brick it. We're gonna cancel. Ah, come on. Hold on, let me power cycle this. Hold on. Hold on, please. Alright, let's try this again. Crossfire light, binding. Alright. Alright. Power. And stab. I think I felt the bind. Yes, there we go. Okay, good, good, good. Update micro TX. Yes. Updating receiver. 0%. Oh, come on, man. Why are you stuck at 0%? Let me give it a little time. So it's solid green. Hey, there it goes. 7%, 8%. Awesome. So let's give that a minute. Riot9 says, too long didn't read version. Hey, thank you. Is HD0 makes chips and have no idea how to make a VTX. The chips will be a way forward for analog pilots to move into HD without supporting evil DJI. LOL. I just added that bit. Okay, so that's the gist that I've gotten from that interview, from watching Joshua and just talking to you guys. All right, cool. GrizzFPD says increased pattern to 30. Increased pattern to... Oh, Patreon. Increased pattern. Nice. Thanks, Grizz. Very cool. Damn. Very, very cool. Grizz is now on the $30 tier. That's going to get him entered into all three of the Patreon bi-weekly giveaways. Basically, for you guys all know how it works. Very cool. Thanks, Grizz. CMYKFPV says, do you strain relief your power leads on the Squeak builds? You know, I used to strain relief all my power leads, CMYK. I have not been, and it hasn't bit me in the ass yet. I mean, I'm sure eventually it will. Binding okay. there we go. All right, so we're bound. I'm gonna unplug power. I'm going to plug USB in, and we will take a look at what this thing is, how this thing is showing up in Betaflight, and get it up in the air. Yeah, it hasn't bitten me in the ass yet. It will eventually, but yeah, I also don't. I don't really throw batteries all that often. The only way that not strain reliefing can bite you in the ass is if you end up throwing a battery. Betaflight 4, CL Racing F4. Let's see what we got in the receivers tab. Why is it not binding? Let me power cycle this. Come on. Alright, let's try this again. That was a little weird. Oh, there it goes. Bound right away. Alright, cool. I'm trying to keep this as far away from the mic as I can. Okay, maybe I just didn't set anything up. Did I not set a single thing up on this? I did not. It's still on S-Bus. Okay, this'll work a lot better. So I might have to do a full-blown Betaflight setup on this thing, which is fine. That'll take about 5 minutes. So let's, there we go. Now we're talking. All right, cool. So we got some throttle action. We got some yaw, pitch, and roll. Let's go top right. Look at all the values. Lowest value is 2008 on yaw, so the stick high threshold of 2000 is good to go. We're going to go bottom left, and the highest value is 989 on yaw, so the stick low threshold of 1000 is good to go. Aux 1, aux 2, and aux 3. Very cool. All right, we got everything set. We are bound and happy as a pig in shit. Got that transmitter down so that you guys aren't all buzzy. Take a quick look at ports here. Looks like I do have smart audio going. Motor poles. I have not counted the magnets on these Zing 1504s yet. So starting at the X of Zing, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Cool. So they're a 14 magnet motor. That is good news. So we're going to move motor poles up to 14, save and reboot, just so I don't forget. And let's reconnect here. Config. 5.5 motor idle throttle, that's fine. Motor direction is reversed, good. 180 arming angle, good. Crossfire, good. Telemetry, OSD dynamic filter. D-shot beeper is turned on. All right, so we should be set here. Let's make sure that the gyro is is oriented the way that we want it. Nose up, nose down. Roll left, roll right, yaw left, yaw right. Good to go. PID tab. Take a look at rates, actual rates. That all looks good. Throttle Expo, that looks good. Filter settings 1.2. Magic numbers here. Okay. That's looking right. 100% power. Probably right. Don't know yet. Haven't put it up in the air yet. Everything else looks good here. Pretty. Let me push this up a little bit. Give it a little bit more P gain on pitch. A little bit more D gain on pitch as well. D-min numbers are really high. Let's move those down a little bit. Feed forward, I'm gonna knock that down a little bit. And this thing should be good to go. Modes tab, did I set these up? I sure did. That looks good. OSD. Oh, I gotta, you know what I gotta check is motor direction. OSD is looking good, although I can put link quality in here. That's kind of cool. This is the first micro, other than the Cinewhoops, that I've put Crossfire on. So we can put a little bit of LQ up in this motherfucker. No sliders, 661. I can never get enough authority on the pitch axis when using the sliders, which is a little bit annoying. So, and it looks like I set up the VTX tables, man. Look at me go. I don't think this has black box. No, it does not. Let's check PID sum. Get PID sum. I did not change PID sum yet, so let's add a little bit. We're going to move this up to 80% and 70% instead of 50% and 60%. 500 goes to 800. What? Oh, I didn't type set. Set PID sum equals 800 for roll and pitch. And then for yaw, we're going to move it up to 700. Set paste. 400 goes up to 700. Save. And 661 says 4.3 has pitch roll ratio slider. Very cool. Very, very, very cool. I like that. Get thrust. Let's put a little bit of thrust linear in here too. So we're going to do set just a little bit. Thrust linear boosts the PIDs at 0 throttle. So let's just add 10. Set thrust linear 10. Just a little bit. I don't like a lot of thrust linear. I don't like how it feels. Especially when like you bang into trees and shit. It makes it go bananas. FPV Trucker says it's hard to order from FPV Cyclers out of everything. Yeah, he orders as much as he possibly can, but then more people than what he can get buy it. It's a really good problem to have. He doesn't love that that's a problem, but I mean, what do you do? He literally orders the maximum quantity that these places will allow him to, and then they don't deliver all of it. They only give him partial shipments. So I mean, you know, and then he's just like, okay. All right, so let's check the motor rotation here. I don't think I did that, which is strange that I wouldn't do that. So we're just gonna arrow up on the, oh, and they're all wrong. Motor 1 is wrong. Motor 2 is wrong. Motor 3 is wrong. Yep, they're all wrong. All right, so we're gonna go into BL Heli and do some things. I actually don't know what ESC I have in here. I'm gonna assume that it's a 32-bit. Let's find out. BLA 32, we're gonna connect, and it'll connect no matter what. But then when we hit check here, if it's not a 32-bit, okay, it is a 32-bit. So it's a oh, this is the Hack RC 35 amp. Okay, cool. So we're gonna go on each one of these motors, and we're gonna reverse the motor direction, normal to reverse, and we're gonna right setup. Ah, shit. I'm going to flash. Well, I don't want to flash 32.8 because 32.8 had that problem. So I'm actually going to leave this on 32.7 for the time being. And I'm going to reverse the rest of these motors. Motor direction reversed, right setup. Okay. Motor 3, reversed goes to normal, right setup. And motor 4, normal, goes to reversed. There's a chance that motor 3 is going to be incorrect. It's weird that motor 3 is the only one that's on normal. I feel like I might have fucked that up. But let's turn all 4 of these on. Oh, it looks like I already ran these. I already made some changes here. Interesting. I'm going to move this PWM down to 24. I really prefer the way that it feels at 24. Well, although, you know what? I don't really get throttle chop bobbles on these things. So I'll actually pull it back up. I'm going to put the motor timing onto auto. And, well, you know what? No, I'm not. Well, yeah, fuck it. It's fine. It'll be fine on auto. Okay, so let's see if the motors are all spinning the right direction. I think motor 3 is going to be wrong. Let's take a look. Arrow up. Motor 1 is correct. Motor 2 is correct. Motor 3 is correct. Motor 4 is correct. We've got a working quad, boys and girls. Let's spin each one of these up with our hand on the quad to get an idea of how smooth these motors are when they're brand new. A weird noise. There's like a... That sounds odd. So they're pretty smooth. Strange. Motor 4 ain't doing it. Yeah, it's doing it a little bit. It might just be that these motors don't like to spin up unloaded like that. So yeah, we should be good. This thing should fly. Let's throw some propellers on it and test hover it inside, because it's just the most thrilling thing that you can possibly do in FPV. Damn, okay. We are ready to test these Zing 1504s tomorrow. You guys excited? You fucking better be. It's been a long time coming, man. These motors might be the goddamn answer. Let me see if I've got 4 M2x7s. I wonder if these are M2x7s. I've got a bunch of them. If there's 8 of them, then they're probably M2x7s. Why am I putting them over here? Oh, that's the wrong camera. There we go. Okay, I think these are M2. So wait, this is on the regular 3-inch arms. So I am going to grab. Where the hell are all the 3-inch propellers? What kV are these? So these are 3900 kV. I might be able to get away with the 3016s on these, the GemFan 3016s. Oh, but what am I saying? I'm going to run the new dowels. I got to run the new dowels on this, of course. Hold on. Oh my god, yes! Yes, yes, yes! Oh, buddy. We are going to fuck with these new Dow 3028s tomorrow. Ooh! These props might be the answer to our 3-inch woes. Left side high, right side high, and right side high. Oh boy. We've got new motors, and we're going to have new propellers to test on this thing. That is exciting. Let's see if these are M2x7s. So the way to check is just to throw it in the propeller and see how much hangs out. See that? That's way too much hanging out. This is an M2x8. This ain't what we want. This is gonna... Well, maybe not. There's a big-ass gap in these motors. This might actually be fine. Let me take a look. Let's test fit it, and we'll carefully screw this thing down. Very carefully. I can kind of see through the side of the motor so I can see if it's going too far. Take a look here. I think we're fine. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Totally fine. Okay, cool. Cool, I can use these. I mean, there's a chance that these are M2x7s, but that the hub, maybe they made the hub a little bit thinner on these. You never know. Hard to tell. But I don't care. The certain motor bells will have more clearance than others, and this motor has tons of clearance for the bottom of the screw to kind of hang out in there. So that's good news. Oh no, yeah, I was right. They are M2x8s because some of these are M2x7s. Like I just put an M2x7 in here. So that means that there's more. Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch more up here. Okay, hold on. Hold on. So there are M2x7s, I just have to find them. Alright, so that's all the button heads. So I always use, I always try to use button head screws for prop screws on T-mount because they're a little bit lighter, and it does make every fraction of a gram that you can save on a rotating assembly like the motor bell / propeller is gonna give you a big benefit. A much bigger benefit than removing weight from non-rotating assemblies. Anybody that's into cars knows this from spending obscene amounts of money on lightweight wheels. So M2x7s, I'm starting to find yep, M2x7, yep. That's a by 8. This is also a by 8. I can just kind of look at, I've looked at these for so many years that I can just kind of look at them and tell, but I always get nervous. And it only takes like 1 second to hold them up next to each other. That's another by 7. This is a by 8. This is a by 7. Yep. So I don't have quite enough. I've got 2, 4, 6. So I need 2 more. What's in here? This is marked CB 2.5. Why? Why? Oh, these are titanium M2x7s in here. Ooh, fancy. Fuck it, I'm gonna use these. Hell yeah. I think these are M2, yeah, these are definitely M2x7s. Yeah, okay, cool. We are going titanium on this build. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my god, this build is going to be so fancy! With the titanium screws, the only problem is that the heads like to strip out on them real easily. So you want to use your MIP drivers to put titanium screws in because the heads fit a little bit better. A little tighter. Everybody likes a tight fit. Am I right, boys? Alright. Ooh, look at that, man. That blued titanium against that light blue propeller. That's fancy looking. I don't complete. I think. Oh, I do remember. So these titanium M2x7s came with the Brother Hobby VY motors. I want to say the 1504s, but don't quote me on that. They might have come with the 2004s. Yeah, unfortunately the motors kind of blow, but it's nice that they give you fancy titanium hardware. Adrian, this camera is the RunCam hybrid. It's got one lens for the FPV camera, one lens for the HD. It is the only way to get onboard HD footage and a good quality FPV image. All of the split style cameras that use a single lens sacrifice one or the other. Either they have worse HD or they have a worse FPV feed. It seems impossible to get to have an HD sensor to collect 4K that you can also collect a low latency analog feed from. Basically what the split style cameras do is they just crop in on the HD sensor, so you end up getting more latency and then you get less field of view. Whereas this RunCam hybrid, you get very low latency and beautiful HD footage. All right, test hover coming at you in a minute here. Last propeller going on. I wonder if this 4S850 is going to fit in this BQE battery strap. I'll bet it doesn't. Because these 850s are fat motherfuckers. Probably not going to have enough lead to do what I want to do there, so I'm just going to go like this. And probably going to have to run it like that. Let's see. Oh, we might actually be okay. Might be okay. Or maybe not. Nope. Not big enough. And let's get a... Let me get a different, slightly longer battery strap. I wonder if these BMC 3D battery straps will work. They might actually be too big. Let's see. This is actually a Squeak V1 body. I'd already started this build, and I was being kind of lazy. Kind of wish I hadn't been lazy and had moved this over to the V2 frame, but I made my bed. Now I'm going to sleep in it. Hey, look at that. The BMC 3D strap is a little long, but I mean, it's going to work. It's also going to give me a little bit of area to plug this guy in. All right, let's see if it'll test hover. All right, well, the battery lead is a little bit too short. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of figuring out, but just for a test hover, this is gonna be totally fine. Should be, at least. Let me move this shrimp or zip tie down in the back to hold the VTX in there, and the Runnicam Nano, or Crossfire Nano rather. Okay, that's looking okay. Yeah, good enough. Close enough. All right, little friend, will you hover? Is the question. I used to move this. Oh boy. Oh, yikes. Okay, well, that changes things. I'm just gonna do this camera. I used to move that camera around, but I'm not gonna do that anymore. Transmitter is off. Oh, you guys are gonna get the buzz. Sorry. Just gonna hover this for a second. Oh wow, it's quiet. Should be good. Not good. So there is some sort of a twitch going on. Let me put it on the table and I'll see if you guys can hear it. There's some kind of a little there's a little twitch going on. I can hear it. I can't really see it, but I can definitely hear it. Let's see what it does at idle. So at idle, it's totally fine. Hear it? So it's going every so often. See if you guys can see it. See it? It just did it. So we got something going on. It's, oh god, you guys are probably getting all the noise from that. The motors are not getting hot. Interesting. So that could be anything. I mean, that could be like a wire bumping up against the gyro. It could be filtering related. I mean, it's this is gonna be a little difficult to troubleshoot. The motors aren't getting hot though, which is interesting. Got good power. Well, now it's not doing it. So I moved around. There was a little cable with connector that was touching the flight controller, and I moved that, and now it's not doing it anymore. So let me hover it a little bit more. Nope, there it goes. Trying to figure out where in the throttle it's doing it. Seems to be pretty low. Interesting. I'm gonna fly it like this tomorrow because the motors aren't getting hot. Grizz says, could it be a micro desync? I doubt it. Desyncs don't usually come back to life. They usually just go. Let me kill this so that you guys stop getting the buzz. Is the buzz way worse now that I have this thing on now that I have this thing on 250 milliwatts solid? How's the buzz in the microphone? Yeah, I'm gonna fly it, and maybe it'll just magically go away. It won't, but I don't feel like troubleshooting this tonight. So I'll fly it, see how it is, and then the troubleshoot will begin at some point. Yeah, there's a bunch of wires all jammed in the same place. I wasn't super happy with the wire management in this build, but I just kind of wanted to get it done. And it might be biting me in the ass. So this might need to get pulled apart and some of the wiring cleaned up a little bit. But actually, you know what? Before any of that, let's put a driver on all these screws and make sure that everything is tight. That's going to be the easiest and quickest way to try to find an issue. Nah. Pretty sure I remember doing this and tightening everything down on this at some point. Yeah, no, it's fine. There's nothing loose. Alright, but yeah, I'm going to fly it anyway. The motors aren't getting hot. It's not so bad that the motors are getting hot. It actually kind of reminds me a lot of a bad gyro, which I'm not super thrilled about. Just like the how infrequently it's doing the little twitch, and just the way that the twitch is, it really strikes me as a as a gyro that's shit out of the box or failing. But maybe it's not that. It's certainly nothing in the software. It's nothing that I'm going to be able to like tune out because it's doing it very very infrequently like that. And I know that this is a good frame that doesn't have resonance problems. Technically, maybe it could be related to this slightly wobbly antenna vibrating at some specific frequency. This flight controller does not have black box, so that's going to be really hard to trace. The battery is pretty solidly mounted, so it's not the battery wiggling around. I need to do something about this Immortal T to secure it a little bit better before I fly this damn thing. Let me actually do that right now, because that's some shit that I'll get lazy about and not do before I fly it. And let me also throw a zip tie on this antenna mount while I'm at it. So let me just do a couple of real quick housekeeping things here. Let me jerk you off! Do I have shrimp wrap? Yeah, it could totally be this antenna. I forgot before I plugged the antenna in to put extra shrink wrap over it. Sorry, shrimp wrap over it. Oh god, buddy. You're shit. You kidding me? You just shit like around 3 corners all the way out there and I can smell it all the way in here? Are you fucking for real right now? Nah, don't touch me. You disgust me, kitten. Alright, so I'm gonna put this is actually gonna help with the antenna a little bit. So right there's a chance that actually fixed the issue if the antenna is where this weird little thing is coming from, this little hiccup. But the main thing I want to do here is just get a couple zip ties on this mini Mortal T so it doesn't rotate up into the propellers and get all chewed the fuck up. Where'd that other zip tie go? Did I eat it? Must have eaten it. Alright. And cool. Now this little friend isn't gonna move all over the place. Alright. Mini Mortal T V2 is safe and happy. I'm curious. I'm gonna hover it again. Yeah, that antenna is much more solid now. CG is really good. Turning the controller back on. How bad was the buzz? Buzz was loud as fuck. Could only hear the buzz when the transmit. So like right now, can you hear the buzz? Yeah, it's still doing it. Oh boy, came a little close to me there. All right, so yeah, it's fine. Motors aren't getting hot, so it's gonna get flown. I'm dying to know how these motors are. I'm dying to know how these propellers are. So yeah, it's gonna get flown tomorrow. And yeah, I'll have some feedback on the motors, and then I'll probably need to pull it apart to take a look at where the, what did I do that for? To take a look at the way that those wires are running, see if I can chase down either a wire that's banging into the no buzz, nice. Either a wire that's banging into the gyro specifically on the flight controller, or just the flight controller itself, or a wire that's like, if there's like a VBAT wire that's running right over the gyro or something like that. There's all kinds of weird shit. let me get caught up on the chat here, and then we will shut this fucker down for the night. Dr. Vigno says, have you tried gyro flow on your RunCam hybrid footage if you've recorded gyro data? I have not. The last time I saw the gyro flow workflow, it seemed like a total nightmare to me. I don't know if they've cleaned the software up a little bit. Also, I really don't like the way that stabilized freestyle footage looks. And these rip squeaks are like full-blown freestyle rigs. So I don't really have a use for gyro flow. But if they clean up the interface and it works like real steady where you just dump files into it and hit go and it does its thing, I'll try it out. But my God, the last time I saw it, it was like a half an hour process to try to like run the gyro footage, the gyro data through like one thing and then sync it up over here. It was just like nuts. Metadoxin says the best micro battery strap I find lying on a table at West Coast Throwdown. Never found another one like it. What's it say on it, Metal? 661FPV says filter setup. What do you mean, 661? What's that mean? GrizzFPV says, could it be a micro desync? Mentioned that. I can't possibly imagine it was. GrizzFPV says, it was on the table LE. The buzz, maybe? JVFPV says, I can only hear the buzz when your transmitter was close. Awesome. Yeah, this rig doesn't have... Most of my micros don't have black box either. I use like the old flight controllers that I have for the micros. No buzz. Nice. What did we get Grizz's channel up to? I see you guys talking about it. Better be 100 or this shit. 72, not good enough. Not. What did I say? Alright, what do I light on fire first? The cat shit. That's what I light on fire first. Yo, it stinks. So the cat litter is like out there and like around the corner and then like around the other like. Here it is again. I'm gonna sit here and just stare at you all until it goes to 100. You can type all you want in the chat. I'm just gonna stare right at you. I can't do that too long, it's bad. Metadark Skin with the last comment of that, he says, it's one of the really small pyro ones, the good ones with the stitching. I don't think they make them anymore. Ooh, I do have a bunch of, pyro drone battery straps floating around. This BMC 3D one is definitely too long. But cool, this thing flies. I'm gonna beat the shit out of it tomorrow. You know, that little problem could be the ESC too. There's a chance that shitty ESCs that have electrical noise issues can do some weird stuff. But whatever. I'm gonna figure it out. See what it looks like in the flight footage. Alright, fuckers. CiottiFPV just broke. It better be higher than 72. 75 now. Alright, well, we got him somewhere. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. Grizz, thanks for the huge super chat and the Patreon tier increase. You guys are amazing. I love every single one of you. I'll be back on Wednesday at 8 o'clock. There it is. Wednesday at 8. Yes. Yeah, I don't have anything going on Wednesday night yet. Izzy sent me some stickers. The Izziest of boops. There were more stickers than this, but I've now blown them somewhere else. That's what she said. All right, people. Thanks for hanging out. Dylan Merck says cheers. I'm going to go try to find Izzy's stickers. See you Wednesday. Hope you had a good time. Hope you won something. Most of you didn't. But be good. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Which, you know, now you can do whatever you want. But here's some flying. From no, that won't play. From Alpharetta High School. Here's some good smashing and bashing. Get you guys some music. Look at that Chomper sticker in my trunk. Yeah! Alright, fuckers. Have an awesome night. I love you. Goodbye!
That's ISO? Rack it up, I got a bit of the bank to make me a safe house. Shake it up, she got her hands on her knees and she bringing the cake out. Smoke it up, I got some gas, some packs, I'm up in the greenhouse. Ball it up, I'm with the gang, we taking shots off the rebound. Fucking my posters, say now, I've been humble too long, yeah. Tell them all to stay calm, yeah. Tell them all to move on, yeah. Fucking my posters, say now, they be lost in the sauce, yeah. Took a loss, that's your loss, yeah. Had to get my point across, yeah. Heard them lanes was talking now and we don't pay that no mind. Didn't need to watch and know that I'll be here in no time. Put a candle on it, had to tell them they could blow mine. Lights, camera, action, ayy. I'm smoking that dope from Edmond. We the new meth in Redmond. We ain't real blood, but we brethren. Run up a check and it's pending. She talking my news, what send them. Fuck with the fam, you a dead man. Jesus peace on my pendant. And we still independent. ISO, yeah, we trending. Watch what you say, don't offend them. They keeping it real, they commend them. People like get your wife pregnant, but I ain't trying to be dependent. I need money never ending. I'm talking 100%. I need the owner, you rent it. Whoa, step in the spotty and watch how they panic. Yeah, we the duo, you know we dynamic. When we outside, we be stopping the traffic. Breaking their necks, them they upset. How them boys doing more when they got less? How they on this and how they on that? How they got this and yeah, how they got that? Too busy watching us, they need to stop that. Talking my shit, you know we gon' pop that. See it, I like it, yeah, I'm gon' cop that. When we on top, how you on top that? Nah, you ain't got nothing on us. I'm steady calling your bluff. Pass me the split, need me a puff. You don't want smoke, tell them that's tough. Yeah, yeah. Heard them lanes was talking now and we don't pay that no mind. Didn't need to watch them know that I'll be here in no time. Put a candle on it, had to tell them they could blow mine. Lights, camera.